So if you're anything like me, I love looking at other people's gardens, but at the same time, in reality, I think to myself, like, okay, but I know things fail and I know things do not work out. Every year, something does not work out, and every year, a few things usually fail. So I am just like an open book. This is life. I just keep planting. So if something fails, I just plant something else. It's really pretty in here this time of night when the light's coming in, when the sun's coming in. My daughter, she's watering a bunch of stuff that we planted over there. And so basically what we're doing is we're trying to get this as ready as we can for fall. So in the front we have the cucumbers here, and then we put some broccoli there. I need to take some of the cabbage out of this middle row here.
I put beets after the cucumbers.
Oh, beets after the cucumbers. Thank you. So this is cucumbers here, and then this is beets along there, and then the beans there. So the cabbage here, and then the Brussels sprouts. I don't know what's going on. I think it might be too hot because see, the Brussels sprouts are not even growing, which is disappointing. So we're over here. We're getting finally getting a bunch of banana peppers. You probably saw that we canned some of those. I see some more that could probably get picked in the next couple days. We left this kale in, and she planted cabbage and cauliflower, right?
Cauliflower first and cabbage after that.
Okay. Cauliflower here. We left the basil, and then cabbage all the way down there. So that was all ripped up. That was stuff before. And then we have some cabbage in here, which is not doing so well. Brussels sprouts, again, not growing appropriately. So what I'm going to do this coming week is I'll be taking from here all the way down here. I'll be ripping all that out, and then I'll be planting something else in there. Just because these are not looking well at all. I mean, look at it. I do have some heads, but a lot of it's not even coming to head. I also have these over in the strawberry section that are not coming well at all either. So I'm just going to pull all those out and these all out, and we'll plant something different there. I also will take out any plants that are totally gone here. And then there's some down here of the cucumbers that are totally gone. I'll take those out, and then I'll probably just plop something in the ground there because I want to use up all the space. Here we have sweet potatoes growing, and then I have some onions and carrots here. And then this back section, my onions and carrots didn't come up, so I just replanted all the carrots again. So we're going to water that in tonight. And then here my son had planted some carrots here, but they don't look to be coming up. There's a couple here and there. In there I started weeding that, but they're not coming in very heavily. I forget what we just planted in this. What did we plant on this other row, Cheyenne? Obviously I didn't plant it.
What did you what?
What was planted on the other side of these cabbages here? I have carrots.
Carrots, cabbage, carrots.
Oh, okay. Carrots on the other side as well. Okay. That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. Thank you. So it's carrots, cabbage, carrots. We're not going to get much beans at all this season. Maybe enough to eat. We had some purple beans the other day that we ate. But yeah, we've tried beans like 3 times. It's so frustrating. This is where the beans were before. But we do need carrots. I don't have actually any carrots canned. I have a bunch of green beans canned because I double canned like last year because we had such a good year. So I double canned those, but I don't have any carrots canned. So I'm just trying to like throw carrots everywhere in the ground. Look how tall the corn is. I told you it was going to get huge. Look, reaching way up there. Way there. Yeah, so here's my tomatoes here. Looking nice. Looking nice. We're having some tomatoes on there. It's been such a weird year. Normally these are like super heavy with tomatoes. There is some. So I'm going to be thankful for everything the Lord gives us. All the way down, we have tomatoes. We have tons of tomato sauce and such. I'm not too worried about that. I could can some more salsa. That'd be great. I do have some tomatoes outside as well. So yeah, this corn is going right to town. I'm glad that we put these posts up and that we strung it all in. So our pathways are a little blocked. This is the pathway over here, although the kids like to try to go down it. So what I did with the strawberries, the June strawberries over there, I ended up planting more strawberries here because I really want the June strawberries to, the June bearing strawberries to take off. So we're going to be watering these in just a minute, or she is. And then we still have this kale that I had planted before, and this can be harvested as well. And then I have 2 peppers, and then what was planted there?
Onions on that half and potatoes on this half.
Okay, so onions and potatoes.
Potatoes are all in that empty there.
And then potatoes all in that empty bed. And then we have a squash plant going wild there. And I will take you around back to the other side, to the front, and I will show you what we have going up front there. Let me see if I can figure out the path of least resistance. Okay, I think I'm gonna go down here. Alright, so we're gonna go down here. See, the cabbage looks horrible. Look at that. The weather has been so weird though. So weird. Yeah, I don't even know about this year. I'm just thankful for anything we have. I could be angry and upset, or I could be thankful. I'm choosing to be thankful right at this moment. But I'm not going to promise that I'm not going to have moments that I'm upset either. So, in here, I'm trying to see. I'm semi-trapped. Okay, yeah, not a good idea. I was trying to show you the squash. I'm going to have to follow the way around. Okay, I'm back up at the other end. I was down there, but there's just too much vining going on. So I left this so I can get some seeds. These are seed pods. You see those? So I can get some seeds off of this. I'm not sure if this will come out beforehand or not, but I just ordered some seeds off MI Gardener, and they were 50% off, so yay. These are beans. These are, I think, Provider beans. This is my 3rd planting. Guys, this is my 3rd planting of beans. It is ridiculous. So, 3rd planting of beans. Lord willing, we'll get something at least to eat. We will be coming out and weeding this. We've actually done so much work over the past couple days, just trying to get fall gardens in and such. I am looking somewhere around here. There we go. We have some squash coming through from the other side. There we go. Okay, so then this is the front. See the corn. I planted another bed of those June strawberries. And then this is potatoes in here. And then we have leeks and peppers all throughout here. And then the squash plant is in the middle, and you can't get past it that way. That's why I had to come all the way around. So that is the high tunnel. I'll show you outside. So I'll show you the garden that we planted together. So these are the herbs up here. I need to do some more. That's all chamomile. And so I need to get some more of that. I'm going to pick probably these carrots here and see if something else needs to come here. So these are some cucumbers. This side is horrible. Look at all the weeds. But my daughter has done so much work in here. So we have some different, these are all beans that I was going to have for drying beans. So I did say that my beans did not do well. That is true. Eating beans did not do well, but I do have quite a few different breeds of drying beans that I was keeping. And so I will have those. And then these are 2 zucchini. See how tiny the zucchini are? Tiny for this time of year. I planted, remember we planted all of these raspberry bushes, and then my daughter had put some, I think it's Kentucky Wonders, behind on this trellis. So I'm hoping that we'll get some beans off of that. We just keep planting, you know. I mean, you can't just give up. You can't just give up in life, right? Like, no matter what you're doing, like, you can have a really, really bad day. And as a woman, like, you can cry your eyes out, right? I had a really bad day today. I had a grumpy day and overwhelming day. And I just had so much on my plate. And, like, that can happen. But then you need to praise the Lord for what you have. You know, it's okay to be down. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to have a bad moment. But yet, like, if you're a Christian and you have joy in the Lord, like, you just need to turn your heart and your mind back to that truth. So, turning it back to the truth and enjoying my gardens. So these new ones have had little raspberries on them. Aren't they cute? So cool. So I was surprised. These have done really, really well. So I'm very thankful about that. These raspberries, because these will keep coming back and coming back and coming back, Lord willing. So she replanted. Now the daughter who did this is not outside, so I can't ask her. But I know she replanted in here and she replanted there. Yes, my dog is right next to me. So she was planting cauliflower and broccoli, and I think some kale out here. So these beans are doing good. These are drying beans. I can't remember. I'd have to look at my thing to see what they are. So those are coming on really nice, and I'm not really quite sure what to do. So I'm going to have to research that this week on how I want to do those. These are 2 zucchinis. Yay. I know people are like, why are you so thankful for zucchini? Actually, I used to be like, oh, so many zucchinis. But then I was like, no, the Lord's giving me zucchinis, so I need to find good recipes for zucchini. And now I have some really good recipes for zucchini, including my zucchini salsa, which is absolutely delicious. Actually, a friend from Lubeck, a couple towns over, a homeschooling lady, brought some zucchini salsa over, and I have adapted that recipe for us, and I love that recipe. And that's my regular recipe actually uses zucchini. So yeah, I really am sad if we don't have lots of zucchini. The dog just wants to follow me around. She is a Great Pyrenees, aren't you, Lila? And she is really good. She eats grass too. She is a really good dog. She stays with the sheep all the time and watches them, but she also sees our children as her own. So when we are home, we just walk around with her and such. And she is great. Like, she could get out to that road right there if she wanted to right now, but she just stays right with us. Obviously when we're not home or whatever, then she's locked in with the sheep, but she's also a good family dog, and has my daughter, my oldest daughter, she's done a really good job training her. I'm really proud of like what she's done. We've never had a dog that's been this good trained. So it's really been a blessing to our family. So let's go see some other gardens. Remember all my hay. So I decided that I was going to have different children take on different gardens, because this mama needs to do some different things like child training and a bunch of other oodly things that I need to do, and that I would oversee these spaces. So my daughter did a great job weeding in here. We're probably going to pull up these carrots this coming week. They're getting quite big, so exciting. And then we'll probably pull up these turnips too. These look great, so you might see these on the canning thing this week. If you don't really like turnips, some of us like turnips, some of us don't like turnips, but if you actually have the turnip bulb itself and you can that, it comes out and it tastes like potatoes, so you can use it in like potato recipes. So these are all those. It looks like somebody dug up all these onions. Yes. and some carrots. My understanding is the cow got out of her fence here when we were gone. So my daughter also DE'd all these tonight because they were starting to get some buggies, and she picked some off and then she DE'd the rest. So that is the white powder all over it. If you don't know what DE is, it's diatomaceous earth, which is like, it was explained to me like it's a little tiny like critters, almost like it's like seashell type things that cut the bugs or something like that. I don't know, look it up. DE, that's the name of it. Okay, let's go over to a different garden. Isn't that pretty though? It's our own little pretty. Oh, I should show you this garden. This garden is almost a total fail. I told the kids if they wanted to, they could do whatever, so they did a couple mounds the other day for a fall garden. I have a bunch of tomatoes still alive over here, some growing some tomatoes. But overall, this garden is grown nothing except for those tomatoes. But the tomatoes are still there, so we will take those tomatoes and, whoops, I gotta climb over that. Take those tomatoes and be thankful for them. So I will show you over here, which is pretty exciting. My son, he has taken on the corn, and I have not asked him anything about the corn over here, and it's actually coming out really, really nice, which is a blessing. Also, we're trying to work on wood, and homesteading is not just like one-dimensional. It's, you know, you're always doing a bunch of things all at once, and that can become overwhelming sometimes. I know that other homesteaders must get overwhelmed because it is. Let's see. So I asked my son if he could just weed somewhat around these plants so that they could get a little bit of space, and that's what he did. He weeded the best that he was able to do at this moment. So we're just going to be hopeful for these. I'm not quite sure what's going to go on or what's not going to go on. That's what it is. Here is the corn that he planted, and it looks really nice, especially for being outside. Some years we've had corn that produced some corn, and then most years we get corn and they never produce anything because there's not enough warm days in the year, or I don't even know what's going on. But yeah, so there's the corn. Okay, let's go over to the raised bed garden. So what I did was, when we were on vacation, I said, you know, it'd be a lot easier if everyone kind of had a garden section that they were in charge of, and then they could write notes as far as what needs to happen. And they could they could be working on that, or they could come to me and we could like plan on, hey, let's get all these things done that's on your list. So that's been actually very helpful because they've been able to write the lists and stuff down, and it makes my job a lot easier. I actually haven't been in here since I pulled garlic 2 days ago, so it'll be interesting to see. I know my daughter's been working on it, and I know she's been working hard. She keeps coming in and asking what to set where and that type of stuff. Those are so pretty. So we're starting to get some fruit on the trees here. I don't know, can you see? There we go. I think this bed probably needs to get dug out. I'm just kind of like making a mental note on some things. Look at the apples underneath there. That's the first time for this funky looking tree to get apples. Hello. These have apples on them. I'm really excited about the amount of apples that are actually on these trees, because some of these trees didn't have apples last year. This one has apples too. Wow. Look at them all. Beautiful. So that's the pawpaw, another pawpaw tree, and this is a cherry tree that looks horrible, but I'm going to cut it way back this year, I think. So little pears. I see some little pears. Yes, beautiful. Okay, so we're kind of like out in this opening. They did weed eat all around here, so she planted this bed. We had pulled, this was a garlic bed. You probably just saw this the other day. This was the path that you couldn't see through. So this has been all taken care of, and this are already planted. And let's go down this way. I'm just gonna come around to the other side.
More apples.
More apples. I know everything has apples on it. That's awesome. More apples there. Apples up there. A lot of these trees haven't had apples on them. I think this is summer squash.
Yeah.
And the potatoes here. See the potatoes along this row, which have been neglected, but they look good. The squash that I set over here obviously has not taken. It died right out. So, seeing what's going on in here. See the little baby yellow squash. There we go. Okay, so we have some of those. So this is all yellow squash here. And then we had, probably need to pull these. There might be a cauliflower here. Starting, maybe. Yep, a baby. Okay, so a lot of this will need to get pulled, and we can put something else in here. The only thing really that we can put outside would be like beets and maybe carrots, depending on what type of carrots, and kale are pretty much the only thing that we can grow outside. She also planted this here. So yeah, we're just trying to throw in whatever we can, and then maybe doing a little bit of experimenting as well. So these beets will be canning probably this week, this bed of beets. And then this will probably pull the stuff out of there. But so many of these beds were actually filled with squash, and it's kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. We have had tons of these. Aren't they disgusting? Tons of slugs this year, tons of bugs, awful weather, but we're still getting things. So my encouragement to you is just keep pushing forward, one day at a time, one moment at a time. If you have a rough day, allow it to be a rough moment or a rough day, and then praise God for what you have. That's what I'm doing today. So I hope this video blesses you, and have a great day.